I want to talk about 5 books today. Actually, 6. We're doing 6 because I picked up one more and I need you to have it. Not because they all have something in common, they really don't, but because every single one of them is something I would put directly in the hands of someone that I actually care about. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting them in your hands.
Slow, turn the page, find your peace in this space, honey and prose. Welcome home.
So let's start with the one that I am currently reading. This is Restore Me by Jaye Seegars. This is book 1 of the New Haven series. The setup is this. A woman named Sloane falls for her late husband's best friend, a man who, for the better part of a decade, made her feel completely invisible. And now, out of nowhere, he's being nice, which is somehow worse. I don't know what Jaye Seegars put in this book, but I cannot put it down. The emotional tension is doing things to me. If you like slow burn romance that actually burns, this is your next read. Next is Soul Ties by Miss Candice. I'll just say this. A man goes to a New Year's Eve masquerade ball on a hall pass from his very pregnant wife. He meets a woman, they connect. That woman later becomes his wife's doula. If you have strong opinions about morality in fiction, this book is going to test every single one of them. It is messy in the best possible way. I was rooting for people I had no business rooting for. Miss Candice does not miss. The third book is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This just happens to be like the collector's edition copy. This one is a little different from the first two. This one is a YA fantasy, but do not let that stop you. Bree Matthews loses her mother and escapes to UNC Chapel Hill, where she stumbles into a secret society of students who are descendants of King Arthur's knights. And then it goes places. What Tracy Deonn does with Arthurian legend and the history of the American South together in one book is something I was not prepared for. It won the Coretta Scott King Award and it earned every bit of that. Fourth is The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. I need you to prepare yourself for this one. It is 1950 Florida. A 12-year-old black boy named Robbie kicks a white boy who was harassing his sister. He gets 6 months in a reformatory, and then the ghosts start talking to him. This book is historical fiction and horror, and it's based on a real place, the Dozier School for Boys, where real children were abused and unalived and buried in unmarked graves. Tananarive Due wrote this book to bring her own family story to light. It won the Bram Stoker Award in 2024. It will not leave you. The fifth book is The Attic Child by Lola, Jaye. 2 children, same attic, almost a century apart. In the early 1900s, a 12-year-old boy named Celestine is taken from the Congo to England and locked away as an unpaid servant, slowly forgetting his mother's face and sometimes even his own name. Decades later, a young girl named Laura finds herself in that same attic and discovers what he left behind. A necklace, a doll, a message carved into the wall. This book is about colonialism and identity and what it costs a person to be erased. It is not an easy read, but is a necessary one. Now, book 6. I said 5, and I meant it when I said it, but then I picked this up, and here we are. Where the Wildflowers Grow by Terah Shelton Harris. You may know her from One Summer in Savannah, which is actually our July book club pick, so we'll be talking about that separately. But This is her third book, and it is something else entirely. Lee is the last of her family. She watched them all die. She survived things most people couldn't imagine. And then the prison transport bus she's on careens off the road and kills everybody on board except her. And she just walks away. She ends up on a flower farm in rural, that is so hard for me to say, rural Alabama, thinking that she's just hiding. What she finds instead is a whole community of people who have built something from the wreckage of their own lives. And slowly, without entirely meaning to, she starts to heal. Terah Shelton Harris writes bittersweet endings, and she is not sorry about it. This book got a starred review from Booklist. It was a most anticipated book of the year from Goodreads, Essence, and more. And one reviewer said, and I'm quoting because I think about this a lot, "I don't remember when I've loved a book this much. It is a masterpiece," and I agree. The cover alone should be enough. The sprayed edges, it's beautiful. But the book backs it up. All 6 of these are books that I would recommend to women in my life right now. And if you want to read along with the community, come join us in the book club. We would love to have you. Now, sip something warm, pick up something good, and I will see you in the next chapter.
Sweet like honey, let it flow. Every line got a little soul. Turn the page, feel it in your bones. Honey and Prose.